Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's time to make some soap. So today I'm going to be testing another new fragrance. I have two still to test. One today is called Sex on the Beach. Everybody chill, YouTube chill. It's a fragrance oil based on a drink, nothing more. This is from Crafter's Choice, which I buy from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Out of the bottle it smells terrific. We'll see what happens in the soap. That's the bottom line. I saw a lot of good reviews on it, so I'm just hoping. My bottom line is, will it stick in the soap? I can deal with it if it misbehaves and I know in advance. My main thing is, will the scent stick in the cured soap? That's the clincher right there as to whether I'd buy it again. So we'll see. So I debated whether to try to imitate the drink in the soap or to try to represent a beach scene, and I was kind of looking online at what the drink looked like, and I decided I'm just going to go with a simple beach theme instead. So for the sand, I'm going to use Sahara Gold to kind of darken it a little bit, and I might put a few poppy seeds in it just for a little differentiation. I'm not a fan of the feel of poppy seeds in soap. I like the look, but I don't like the way it feels, so I'm just going to put a very, very small amount. For the water, or the ocean, I'm just going to use Nurture Soap's Brilliant Blue, do an in the pot swirl with titanium dioxide, and then I'll put yellow on the top for the frosting, which will represent the sun. And I think that's enough intro, so give me a minute to get things set up and we'll be back. Alright, I'm back, and it is time to start our soap. So obviously we're going to start with the bottom, the sand. So I'm going to put a little bit, about a half, maybe 3/4 roughly teaspoon of Sahara Gold in there. And even if it's a little too much with this color, it really won't hurt. It's just making sand, so I'm not too worried. And that looks pretty good to me. And like I said, I'm going to put just a few poppy seeds for some differentiation, but not many because I don't like the feel. So this is, I think, half a teaspoon. I think that'll do. Yeah, that looks good. And the fragrance, and I know this has a relatively high usage rate, so I can stay within limits and use this entire bottle. So I'm going to put 1/4 of it into the sand. And this will also give me an idea of how this performs, because I'm going to stick blend this because I want this to set up, and that will give me an idea whether or not I need to hand stir the blue and the white. But so far, oh man, that smells good too. So far, so good. So not too concerned. So I'm going to give it a pretty hefty stick blending so it'll set up, and then that'll let me know what to expect with the frosting when I get to that point. So, as you can see, that was a hefty stick blending for this small amount of soap. And even with the fragrance, look how fluid it still is. I am soaping at room temperature. Look how fluid that still is with all that stick blending. Look at that. Wow. So, needless to say, this is going to have to sit for quite a while. Because I'm going to want to texture that. So let's see how long that takes to set up. I will be back. Okay, it's ready for the water. So even with a really hefty stick blending, that fragrance took several minutes to set up to where I could texture it. So we can tell it behaves very well. So definitely check that off the list. It behaves exceptionally well. So let's get our Brilliant Blue into the water. And it is stunning, which I knew it would be. And let's do our white. And you all know me, when I know a fragrance behaves and I have plenty of time, I stick blend the TD straight into the batter. I don't worry too much about it. So this is going to take probably less than a half a teaspoon. Just a little bit. I just put that right on top of it, burp it, turn it on while holding it down. Alright, now let's get these fragranced. Needs just a little more color because that fragrance oil is a little bit dark and I don't want yellow water, so let me just put a little more TD in that since I know I can do this. It's still kind of yellow, but that's alright. I'm not going to worry too much with it. And let's get this into our blue, the water. That's enough to save for the frosting. That's still just water thin. Really a little thinner than I'd like. I'm going to let that sit for a couple of minutes. I'll be back. Okay, we finally set up. I feel a little more comfortable. Went ahead and poured the white into the blue. The white is still darker than I want, more yellowish, but I think that's just how it's going to be. So the fragrance oil itself is a little bit darker color, which is going to give you a little bit of darkening. You just may need to use more pigment in your light colors. You know, I like to just do this on the top. It doesn't matter. It's going to be covered with yellow frosting, but I just still like to make it look nice. That makes it nice and flat on the top. And there we go. That'll have to sit several minutes, but I'll be back with the frosting when I'm ready. I'm back and it's time to cut our soap. It's still a little bit soft. I actually had to put it in the refrigerator to get it unmolded. The pour went beautifully. So far, I think it looks really good. The fragrance smells great. As of right now, I can smell it in the soap. The fragrance behaves beautifully, as you saw in the video. I mean, it's really good. Gives you plenty of time if you need some long, complicated pours. So I'll give you an update a few weeks later to see if it's still holding. So I have Granny here ready to cut. And I know some of you are thinking, Eric, what are you doing? Granny's not usually there. She's usually at the church. And you're right, but Granny needs a good bath. She's going to get a good bath, and my single wire bud cutter needs a good bath. So I thought I would just bring Granny home and give them both a good steam bath. But I would go ahead and use Granny to cut this while I have her here. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to lay her on her side because it's tall. There we go. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, I'm real happy with this. And once again, if this fragrance holds its scent, it will be an absolute 5-star fragrance. And right now, it does have a nice scent to it. I can smell it. Yeah, it smells really nice and just behaves like an absolute dream in cold process soap. So I'll go ahead and line these up and get a snapshot and get that put with it. But I, so far, am super happy with this. I'm real happy with the way the soap turned out. And I am exceptionally happy so far with this fragrance. So I'll finish these and get them lined up. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. And you all stay safe and take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time around. Okay, bye, everybody.